Breaking news tonight, a plane receives a collision warning at Reagan National Airport during a military flyover. Good evening, I'm Scott Thuman. That Delta plane was taking off from DCA this afternoon as a U.S. Air Force jet was heading to Arlington National Cemetery. Jasmine Stiles has the latest details. She's over at the alert desk tonight. Jasmine, how close were these planes?
So pilots in that Delta plane told air traffic control they were only about 500 feet apart. They had just taken off when the pilots heard alarms in the cockpit relating to this plane you see right here. Now, Delta didn't specify that a military jet was the one that caused the alert, but a look at that flight path shows the T-38 zooming past at 350 miles an hour. That flyover that Scott mentioned was scheduled just minutes after that plane took off. And we've just recently learned from the FAA there was actually an aircraft en route to that flyover. We talked to WTOP aviation expert Dan Ronan, who told us this close call was too close and needs to be looked at to avoid another tragic accident.
This isn't like two cars crossing the Woodrow Wilson Bridge in opposite directions that are going 55, 60 miles an hour. These are aircraft that are going 4 or 5 times as fast as that. You've got military planes, helicopters, commercial jets, all in this same very limited piece of real estate. And I think government officials and members of Congress and others will be looking at this very, very closely.
Now, we reached out to the FAA, who sent us this statement saying after the alert, air traffic controllers issued corrective instructions to both aircraft, and the agency will conduct an investigation. Scott?
All right, Jasmine, thank you for that. Tomorrow marks 2 months since the deadly midair collision. We told you how loved ones of the 67 people killed gathered on Capitol Hill yesterday as lawmakers heard testimony from investigators. Now, part of that hearing addressed multiple false collision warnings that planes had received earlier this month. It was revealed in the hearing that the Navy and Secret Service have been testing new anti-drone technology near DCA using the same frequency as that cockpit warning system. The agencies were told to use other frequencies, and yet that directive was ignored, and it is still not clear why.